Hey everyone, and welcome to day 20 of my horror movie review marathon, and I've got your Frankenstein 1931 movie review. Dr. Frankenstein successfully creates a monster that is now running loose. What will happen then? So as far as the story goes, James Whale directs this gothic horror film that came out in 1931 and brings you one of the first introductions to the Universal movie monsters. Since I had previously seen the direct sequel Bride of Frankenstein, I wanted to see how all this began. And while the beginning of this film was a tad slow-moving at times, it manages to get where it needs to be and show you the process it took to creating this new life through this one experiment. It's alive! So, as far as the casting goes, you've got Boris Karloff, who plays Frankenstein's monster, who we first see appear in this film 30 minutes in, and he is instantly misunderstood while trying to relearn things from others through their interactions, and hopefully not scaring them because, let's face it, he doesn't know what impact he has on them, and it might not be in his favor because everybody he meets is probably going to scream and run. I thought he did a pretty good job in his role, especially being such an iconic character. He was intimidating, but also seemingly gentle at times, so it's kind of an interesting parallel. He is also perfect in this role because of how few words makes for better mannerism acting. I have a few more performances in this movie to mention. You've got Colin Clive, who plays Dr. Henry Frankenstein. I thought he was pretty awesome as well, being this crazy zany guy, but he really has a different side to him. You've also got Mae Clarke, in which her scenes as the bride really make her interactions with the monster seem as though he was just curious because he's never seen someone as beautiful as her, especially in his current state, so it's all sort of new to him. But I could have sworn that maybe he was more interested in the flowers because of another interaction with somebody else earlier on in the film, so maybe it was because of that, but then it would make sense why they made The Bride of Frankenstein years later. The things that I liked about this movie was, right off the bat, I noticed that the cinematography was pretty well done, and I just loved how, while this movie is dark, especially with its themes, but it's not too dark, so it's just enough to put fear in you without going overboard, because there are certain situations that look like everything will be fine, but then they don't end up being that way in the end, because it doesn't exactly feel scary, and I'm okay with that, considering the time period of when this movie was made. It's not a particularly long movie, so it shows just enough to whet your horror appetite while getting to the point of the story in a timely fashion. So overall, I would say that Frankenstein was a pretty good outing, especially for me seeing it for the first time ever, and I have been a fan of these sort of old classic horror films, so I really loved what they did and accomplished in this movie. So I would highly recommend seeing this movie, and I would give this 5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Frankenstein, and come back tomorrow for day 21 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.